Happy holidays, everybody. We're going to be talking about the Thanksgiving NFL 2017 games, and we're going to start off with the Vikings and the Lions. And I'm going to tell you right now, what I saw from the Lions was a very, very finicky and nervous Matthew Stafford early in the game. That's prior to the injury that he had, when he was walking around and trying to, walk it off, whatever like that. He overthrew Tate. I would say, in my opinion, maybe 3 or 4 times in that game. One on an open seam route. That would have been critical to the game. But all in all, we gotta just be honest about this. Teddy Bridgewater is probably never going to play for the Vikings again, if we're being honest. And I know that Case Keenum's contract is coming up. He's like a free agent or something like that. But the way that he's actually molded with this offense right now, with the way he has Thielen going, you got Diggs and all that stuff, it would be foolish. And he did play rather, pedestrian in the second half. But he's shown, when that blitz came right up the middle, bro, he stood in there and threw that dot. He's showing that he can make the plays. And that's pretty much all you look for as a head coach in the National Football League, is a guy that can make some plays. And I think he's doing that. Yeah, he's been from team to team. He's been all over the place. The guy has a very, very bad record from the team that he's been on. But right now, listen, we only worry about what have you done for me lately is where I go with it. And I can't really criticize him much. I can't, the guy made plays when it was needed. They came up with another big win. The Vikings are looking like the kings of the North. I can't doubt a man just because of his past record with the way he's playing right now. Did some signs show that he's a backup with some of the things that he did? Yeah, but for the most part, this is a win streak that's still going, and the Vikings are looking really, really good. The Lions, on the other hand, earlier in the year, I think they got cheated out of a couple games, one specifically with the Falcons, but they don't look to be contenders at this time. And I don't know what was going on with Matthew Stafford. Maybe it was because it was Thanksgiving. He was thinking about a turducken with John Madden back in the day. I don't know what he was doing, but he played horribly for the most part. And he kind of made the team have to fight back in a way that they wouldn't have if he would have played, according to what he should have been doing. Abdullah as a running back, I think he can be their starting guy and do the job. But, the commentators were saying that it's not a real running game. I don't know what's going on with the Lions. I don't know if they're looking for Barry Sanders, but I do think Abdullah does enough to to give Stafford some kind of play action that can actually go. He's very, very fast, and he does what he needs to do. He's not like a superstar yet, but I can understand what people are saying that he needs a run game, but I think that's just more of an excuse. He made some really, really horrible throws, and that screenplay that could have went for 6. It was just a bad day for Matthew Stafford. They're gonna do that, but when you're that guy, you can't do that. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that he's a bum or everything like that, but when you're that guy, you can't make those mistakes. And he made a lot of really, really ridiculous, novice mistakes, and that's what cost them the game to the Vikings. Now, going into the Chargers and the Cowboys, let me just say this right now. When I'm saying that Dak is overrated, that's not me that's saying he's overrated. It's a lot of Cowboy fans that are very, very delusional and don't understand what I'm doing and what I'm saying. And I love you Cowboy fans. You know what I'm saying? There's no Cowboy hate here at all. I want to see them do well. But what I'm saying is, you had Tyron Smith. You had your left tackle, right? You have 2 running backs that you guys said in McFadden and the other bum, Alfred Morris. But it looks like Rod Smith is way better than him. But let's not even talk about the fact that Rod Smith just came out of nowhere and he's the guy that had to punch it into the end zone. But let's just talk about this, right? Dak Prescott, for the first however many games, I saw a lot of people tweeting out stuff after the game that he and Carson Wentz, pretty much he's still better than Carson Wentz for the same amount of games that they've played. Let me just explain something to you people. Just like I said earlier in this podcast, it's about what have you done for me lately. Dak Prescott has not looked good. I don't care if he has no O-line. I don't care if he's out there by himself. When other teams are going through these same gripes, we don't give them excuses. Because Dallas is America's team, people find excuses. All I'm saying is this. Dak has to play better. He looks good when he's talking to the, after the game. Oh yeah, bro, there's no excuses. That sounds good, bro. That doesn't make me feel better to, watching the game and seeing how the Cowboys are stinking it up without Zeke. Because remember, didn't he get Rookie of the Year over Zeke Elliott? I don't, look, this is what I'm saying, bro. He's not that guy. Because even the people in the crowd was shouting, give me Tony Romo. Like, bro, I would take Romo right now. You know what I'm saying? I know Tony Romo's going to throw a pick when we least expect it. But I'm just saying something that he made Dez a lot better. Tony Romo made Dez a lot better than Dak. Dak is showing that Dez Bryant is a bum and he can't run routes. That's all that Dak is really doing. he's showing how bad Dez Bryant is. So if you look at it from that aspect, it's really, really bad for the Cowboys right now. Nobody respects Dez. Dez is just an overplayed, mediocre receiver right now. And I know you guys are going to say, yeah, he sucked for a while. He wasn't that bad when Tony Romo was there, because Tony Romo was giving him back shoulders. He was throwing it up in the right spot with fade routes in the red zone, stuff like that. Tony Romo knew what to do with Dak. I mean, what to do with Dez. Dak doesn't. Dak is more of a, he's trying to get to the open guy type thing. But Dez Bryant is realistically never open because he's slow and he's not that guy anymore. So when you look at it all around, Zeke, he puts so much, he's so much highly based in this offense, it's ridiculous. And regardless if you want to give him the credit or not, and you want to say that Dak is this guy, Dak's numbers are going to continue to fall. You guys can show the first couple games with Carson Wentz and all that stuff, and oh yeah, they still, Dak is still better. That's fine. By the time this year is over, those numbers are going to be very, very distorted, because we can see one QB rising to the occasion in Carson Wentz and one guy just folding under the pressure. And it's really, really bad for the Cowboys right now. And, looking at their offense, Alfred Morris just sucks. I don't really know where we're going with this. I don't know. Dak is throwing picks. He's just doing whatever he wants. I don't even know what's really going. I was watching the game and I couldn't believe it was happening. And I know it's his second year, and you go, oh, but it's only his second. I understand all that, but you still can't be walking around talking trash in the first season. I'll throw it to Dez when he's open and acting like you're that guy, and then now, people are trying to sympathize you. You can't have it both ways. This is the NFL. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to be that guy and, yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to lead this team, you got to play better. You know what I'm saying? And I saw a difference with Tyron Smith being there. I'll give you Dallas Cowboy fans a pass when he wasn't there. I saw the big difference. But look at the score. They can't score. So the one thing, the common medium that's missing with the Dallas Cowboys that's causing all of this stuff is one Zeke Elliott. And you guys have to admit that now, that Dak is he's a subsequent result of what Zeke brings. And that's it. You guys, there's nothing wrong with that. You think that Troy Aikman didn't benefit from Emmitt Smith? I'm just saying, it's very, very apparent right now. If you can't see that, then you're way too delusional as a Cowboys fan. The Giants and the Redskins. Watching that game yesterday, I was wondering why Eli Manning is still playing football in the National Football League. Now, I know you guys are going to say there's no Sterling Sharp. I know you guys are going to say that, yeah, Evan Ingram dropped a lot of passes. I understand all that, but Eli Manning looked really bad. When you're talking about the future of a football team and the fact that they're going to get a pretty decent draft pick, you might want to start looking for a quarterback. If you're the New York Giants organization. Eli Manning has had his run. He's beat the greatest quarterback ever in the National Football League, and Tom Brady, twice. Okay, so he's done that. I think that's going to be the pinnacle of what his career is. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. Just because of what, the Giants haven't regularly made the playoffs. It's been like, people would say fluky because they went in as a wild card and won it. Like, it's a lot of different things that you can analyze with Eli Manning. But I will tell you this. He has been one of the most, he's like you don't know what you're going to get. He's a very outrageous character. Like, you would think of him as like in a horror movie, a guy that you don't know what he's going to do next. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's very, very distinct with what he has done in his career. And it falls right back on those Super Bowls. There's not really a lot that you could talk about with Eli other than that. And I don't think that's going to get him into Canton. It just doesn't make sense when you look at his overall career, what he's been able to bring. The Redskins went out. They weren't spectacular either. But defensively, they did what they had to do. They smothered, the receivers. They got to Eli, fumbles, interceptions, stuff like that. But the Redskins, look, the NFC East belongs to the Eagles. So we're just going through the motions right now. So both these teams pretty much are on, I think they're going to be in a rebuilding phase, because I don't know if they're going to keep Kirk Cousins. I don't know what's going on with that. But I do think that they're going to have to start figuring out what they want to do with Eli Manning. I do believe that Ben McAdoo will be fired, as he should and as he deserves to be. But I don't know where we go going forward with the New York Giants. Other than that, I think that they should probably start looking for another quarterback and start to rebuild the team and figure out what's going on. A lot of it, I would say 80% of their downfall this year falls on Ben McAdoo's shoulders. I want to thank you guys for listening, watching. Hopefully you guys are enjoying your holiday. Make sure you guys remember I'm on iTunes, iHeartRadio, and Android. I'll see you guys and girls next time. Enjoy your day. One love.